Continuing on with My Immortal, the horrific Harry Potter fanfiction, Chapter 9. Again, fair warning, there is swearing, there is smuttiness. Author's note. Stop flaming, okay? I didn't read all the books. You didn't read the books. You didn't read the books, and you're writing a fucking Harry Potter fanfiction. Just give me a moment. One moment. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears. Yeah, actually it is. Besides, I said he had a headache! And the reason Snape doesn't like Harry now is 'cause he's Christian and Vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks. I'm gonna cry, this is so bad. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a suddenly, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black but it was obvious he wasn't Gothic. It was ... Voldemort! No! I shouted in a scared voice, but Voldemort shouted, Imperious! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. That's a spell now, okay. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sexy eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude you're so retarded look on his face. I have telekinesis. Telekinesis is when you move things with your mind. Telepathy is when you read thoughts. It's kind of a big difference. He answered cruelly, and if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou will know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad, I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram. Get it? Between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. No, I don't get it, actually. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm so sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay, he said all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together making out. Imperia Crucia, I don't know why this spells here. End of chapter 9. Chapter 10, author's note. Stupid, you gay fags! So you're making your characters bi, but you're obviously being really heterosexist right here. See, you're the kind of people that give bisexuals a bad name. Don't do that. We exist. It's a real thing. If you do not like my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all. She and vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses. Okay? No, it's really not okay. It's really not. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. There's like a random L there. I was even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. Catchy name. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now. Yeah. Isn't it? Diabolo. I don't know if that's spelled right. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it, and Hagrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a C-R-O-S-S. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak. Like, it's spelled like a steak, like the food. You can kill vampire with steak, apparently. Now that makes me wonder, does the grade of the steak make a difference? Like, if you have prime rib, will that kill the vampire more effectively than a flank steak? Or whatever, I don't know the grades of steak. Or that's why Gaga was wearing the meat dress. Because there were vampires at those VMAs. Who was the vampire? I bet Katy Perry's a vampire. And she needed to protect herself from them. I solved the mystery. Anyway, and Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. Tim Burton is awesome, okay? You shut up. I put on a black leather skirt that showed off my boobs, and a tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. No, you're not, because there's no such thing as a slut. You just have bad taste. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Said Bloody Mary in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry, but I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, and even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco! I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you? You fucking poser muggle bitch! See, that is out of character. Apparently, her author's notes are just in brackets now. I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. So you just had a giant blow up and crying fit, and then you just keep practicing. Well, I mean, things you do for your art, you know? Then suddenly, Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. I'm sorry. I'm seriously gonna cry. This is so bad. And I've read this before. This is my 2nd time through. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. Crying wisely. Okay. See, that's basically not swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. I thought you literally just said he wouldn't die because he was a vampire. Okay. Chapter 11. How long is this? Author's note. I said stop claiming up, you preps! If this chapter is stupid, 1!1111. It deals with really serious issues. See yourself if it's stupid BRW. Thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. I feel like this is just like Peter Capaldi. There's so much swearing. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room, because he would look like a perv that way. Yeah. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both my wrists. Then they got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I'm terribly sorry for the bands that are being associated with this story. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I grabbed a steak and almost stuck it again. Spelled like the food, like the part of cow, up a cow. And almost stuck it in my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put out a black low-cut dress with lace all over it, sandily. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends, and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out of the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Now, I mean, you are right. Child pornography is a very serious issue. But I'm just going to keep reading and try not to cry. Ew, you fucking perv! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. I thought she already put on clothes. She already put on clothes. That black dress with lace on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abra Kedavra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming, and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly, Hagrid ran outside on his broomstick and said, Everyone, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. Okay, he's not the gamekeeper in this. He's a Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I am also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snape said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. What are you doing? Lupin said angrily, while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. Then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy, or to bite him and drink his blood, because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then he swooped in, singing to the tune of a Gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're Gothic? Snape asked. Because you're Gothic? Snape asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected to Satan. Because I love her! End of chapter 11. I might have to take a break before I do more.